You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
And thanks for joining us, everyone, here at 6 a.m. on this Memorial Day. I'm Chris Groh.
And I'm Evan Irani. Let's take a look at the forecast as we start off the morning. We know a lot of people have outdoor plans for the day today, and that means you might need to grab a jacket at least to start off the morning as we remain in the 50s right now. But by the afternoon, temperatures are pretty mild overall. We're looking at a high of about 64 degrees closer to your coastline. Inland will be climbing to the upper 60s. So again, those temperatures are mild, but keep in mind we're going to be seeing a tough time to have those clouds break apart much along the coast. So we do expect clouds to remain for quite a while. Inland, they'll get a bit more sunshine by the afternoon at least. And then across the mountains, plenty of that sun beaming on down. Temperatures in the 60s across the mountains, 90s for the deserts. Coming up, we will talk about a warming trend. It's not going to be much, but it's something to run with. It is a small warming trend that we'll see by the end of this week. So we'll have details on what to expect through the rest of the day today and the rest of the week as well.
It's all about them. It's not about the veterans. It's not about guys like me who did come home. It's about those that didn't.
Today is Memorial Day, a time to honor service members who gave the ultimate sacrifice. And over the weekend, as you see here, thousands gathered on the USS Midway to remember the fallen. A ceremony was also held at Miramar National Cemetery. And at Fort Rosecrans National Cemetery, volunteers placed American flags next to every gravesite. And today, the Midway Museum will be hosting a wreath-laying ceremony at 9 a.m. The Mount Soledad National Veterans Memorial will also honor a service member from World War II that was finally brought home in 2018. We'll share that special story coming up at 6:30, but you can also find a full list of Memorial Day events like this one at CBS8.com. And we're going to take a live look right now at the tomb of the unknown soldier at the Arlington National Cemetery. President Biden and the First Lady will participate in a wreath-laying ceremony there in about 2 hours, so that'll be at 8 a.m. our time.
And today will be busy on the roadways with many people headed home from the holiday weekend. AAA recommends heading out before 10 this morning. For tomorrow, AAA recommends either leaving before 2 p.m. or after 6 p.m. The window between 4 and 6 p.m. is expected to be the busiest. Tomorrow is considered to be the best day to travel home. As for flights, booking for tomorrow and Wednesday are up by double digits as travelers extend the holiday weekend. If you're flying out of the San Diego International Airport, construction at Terminal 1 could cause issues. A few tips to avoid the chaos: leave early and give yourself plenty of time to catch your flight. Mornings and evenings will be the busiest time there at the airport. And for those of you who are driving, here's a look at today's average gas prices in San Diego. It's at $4.89 a gallon for a regular gallon of gas. We were paying $6.07 at this time last year. And this morning, veterans, active duty military members, and Honda drivers can fill up their gas tanks for free. Honda is hosting the giveaway at the Circle K on Pomerado Road in Poway. It's happening from 10 a.m. to noon today, but do remember that gas is going to be first come, first serve. Right now, law enforcement agencies across the state are cracking down on drunk driving. The CHP has reported a total of 314 arrests for driving under the influence across the state of California. That is up more than 70% from this time last year. In total, last year, there were nearly 900 arrests over the holiday weekend, and 45 people were killed in car accidents. CHP's maximum enforcement period ends tonight at midnight.
Now, let's talk about the beach. Many of you will be heading to the coast today, and this is a live look right now at Mission Beach, just right by the boardwalk. Lifeguards and police do want to remind everyone that alcohol, glass, and smoking not allowed on the beach. Bonfires are also banned in the city of San Diego, but that's unless they are in a designated pit, so make sure that you find those pits. And as always, it is best to check in with lifeguards. Evan's been talking about this. Those water conditions could have those rip currents. Make sure that you meet up with a lifeguard before you jump into the water. And before you do jump into the water, we do want to warn you about some beach closures. This map from the county shows that beaches have either had water advisories or closures due to a sewage contaminated leak. We're seeing closures along the shorelines there. See those red dots in Imperial Beach, the Tijuana Slough and Silver Strand, as well as Coronado. And over the weekend, dozens of people got together calling for an end to the sewage from Mexico.
What do we want? Stop the move! When do we want it? Now! I'm wearing this
to alert every visitor, every community member, that this is not a joke. This is a crisis in our community. This is a call to action for everyone. Finest beach.
Now, the pollution stems in part from a broken wastewater facility along the coast of Mexico. The good news is, though, that a fix may be coming. The U.S. and Mexico have already agreed to invest $474 million to address Tijuana's sewage problem.
Turning to some other headlines this morning, Chula Vista police are investigating a crash that killed a 3-year-old. It happened Saturday night in front of several businesses off Showroom Place. Police say a 36-year-old driver hit a child who was walking outside. Right now, they don't believe that the driver was under the influence. They also say that driver is now cooperating with investigators. Also, the suspect in the deadly shooting outside of the Central Library downtown will be in court tomorrow. Police say 21-year-old Kenneth Cheney, who shot 2 men on Tuesday, will be in court after an argument. One of the men died there. CBS 8 has learned that Cheney's grandmother had a restraining order against him since May of last year. In court documents, the grandmother says Cheney pushed her, broke windows on her truck, and threatened her granddaughter. He was ordered not to possess any guns or ammunition. Still, he was able to work as a security guard under a state license issued back in January of 2021. Meantime, a memorial is growing outside of the library for the man killed in that shooting. The victim has been identified as Trey Walker. His sister Jasmine tells CBS 8 that he didn't know the suspect. She describes her brother as funny, outgoing, and the life of the party, adding that he absolutely loved being a father.
Like, it's not real to me. I keep thinking that he's gonna walk up right now and just hug us and be like this, like, he should not have died.
Walker's family has set up a GoFundMe to cover his funeral expenses. You can find out more on our website, cbs8.com.
And this morning, President Biden is preparing to sell a debt ceiling deal to Congress after striking a bipartisan agreement over the weekend to prevent a default. The U.S. Treasury now says it may run out of money by June 5th. That is 1 week from today. The deadline was previously on June 1st. Now, a tentative deal was struck late Saturday night. The agreement would raise the debt limit for the next couple of years. It would keep non-defense spending roughly the same through 2024, while protecting social programs like Medicaid, Social Security, and new programs for veterans' health care. But it places new work requirements on some who get government assistance, including food stamps.
That agreement now goes to the United States House and to the Senate. I strongly urge both chambers to pass that agreement.
We did a conference call with our conference, and over 95% were overwhelmingly excited about what they see.
Now, the House will vote on Wednesday. Congress has to pass it and get it to the president's desk before next Monday. And switching gears here, Evan, I know that people have been complaining a little bit about how the skies are looking, but
yes.
Any chance it's going to clear up?
If you're farther away from the coast, there's a better opportunity for it, for sure. I mean, it looks like if you travel toward the mountains and deserts, you've got a lot of sunshine in the mix. The big question mark on hand is going to be associated with your inland valleys and your coastline. Now, coastline, not much of a hope that we're holding out for sun. Across your inland valleys, it does seem like we'll have those AM clouds as we do right now, pretty dense layer of those clouds, and then those clouds are going to break apart closer to that afternoon, maybe even late morning stretch. Temperatures will be slightly warmer inland than they are along the coastline, but still across the county this afternoon, we're looking at cooler than average temperatures. Here's that marine layer still in full force, an issue affecting the greater California region. I mean, you head all the way up to San Francisco and you've still got a decent amount of that marine layer present. So it really is an issue that no coastal community seems to be evading. However, San Diego has been notorious for holding on to those clouds for a bit longer than many have liked. Looking at your afternoon highs, still going to be pretty comfortable toward areas like Santee, El Cajon, 68 degrees this afternoon, 66 for La Mesa, 62 for PB and La Jolla. You look up toward North County, 66 for Carlsbad, 64 for Encinitas, and 68 in Ramona. And then over the mountains and deserts, pretty similar scene out there, still cooler than normal. A high of 64 in Julian, 66 in Alpine. Borrego Springs, Ocotillo Wells, congratulations. You will make it to 92 and 95, but hey, they are still saying That's cooler than average for them as well. So regardless of where you are in the county today, we will be cooler than what we would normally expect for this unofficial start of the summer season. So maybe a jacket can come in handy for the morning, especially if you're going to be spending time closer to the coast. Now for traffic, we do want to get you a look at the border wait times from the CBP website. Right now, the wait for the general line at the San Ysidro Port of Entry, 15 minutes. Otay Mesa Port of Entry, also 15 minutes. For more, you can head to our website, and for the latest on what those conditions look like across our roadways here in San Diego on the major highways, CBS8.com/traffic can get you a good look at what those conditions are like. Chris?